severe there on the left rear.
Well, that's just sheet metal back there. I don't know that it hurt the car too badly, but he's certainly got to go in the pits and change tires, which he's in the pits right now.
Now there's a fire that briefly erupted on the car. Jerry?
And that was raw fuel coming out the left side exhaust, and Rusty is sitting in there. Rusty just took his right hand and pointed it up toward the Earnhardt pit with his index finger and just pointed it right at him. Obviously, he is very, very upset as the car is out of the way. They have changed all 4 tires, and some of the Miller Genuine Draft crew also out on pit road. The NASCAR officials have pushed them back behind the wall, but a lot of concern here about the car's damage.
From the in-car, look and listen to Rusty Wallace's spin. The slightest amount of contact with the car in front of you can send him around, and that's exactly what happened as Rusty Wallace has been the first to taste the concrete here at Bristol on this Saturday night. We have just begun, only 34 laps into this race because of a rain delay, and we'll be right back. Under a caution here at Bristol, we think that there may be a black flag displayed to Dale Earnhardt. We're going to see here, yes indeed, the flagman is pointing to Dale with the black bunting, and Earnhardt is going to go to the rear of the line because of his what NASCAR considered more than incidental contact with Rusty Wallace. The fans think that was the right decision by NASCAR.
Well, some of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah, that's right. They're divided, but they're letting it be known what their feeling is.
Now Rusty will be able to go to up to the front of the line on the inside. Jerry?
He's been in 3 times, guys. They raised the hood and set the toe in. The left front tire is still slightly towed in, but they got it as close as they possibly could with the time they had. Sheet metal damage, but a slight toe-in problem in the left front. That's the only injury to the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Bob?
Here they come down for the restart, and Rusty will, of course, be trying desperately to get his lost lap back. Mark pulls out in front of him, though, however, as the green does come out on lap number 39.
We'll see Rusty's car bottoming out as he exits turn 2. With 4 fresh tires, he might be able to get by Mark Martin, but he needs to do it pretty quick. It looks like he is. He's alongside.
You can tell that he has a lot different attitude about this race right now.
No more patience right now, not for him.
Exactly. He has made up the lost lap. And now Terry Labonte looks like he's maybe ready to challenge Mark Martin for the lead.
Yeah, he had a notion there.
That's how close Terry Labonte is to Mark Martin. She's looking out the back bumper of the battling Ford.
Everybody is back on the lead lap. Greg Sachs, who did lose a lap, made his up also. So here's a battle between Joe Nemechek, Derek Cope, and Rich Bickle.
It's 10th, 11th. What's Rich Bickle? Car practice this afternoon. It looked like his car was going to.
Here's another driver that had a great qualifying run. Pontiac.
Bickle started from 15th, qualifying at 123.459, 15.542. And more action back of that group. This is John Andretti along with Dick Trickle, Dale Earnhardt as he tries to make his way up through the pack once again after the black flag. And behind him is Dave Marcus. Earnhardt looking to the inside of Dick Trickle.
Well, he knows that he has to go hard because the Mark Martin and them will be around in a hurry to lap him. We had seen Martin already about to lap the tail end of the field. He had gotten by Greg Sachs and was closing in on others. So Earnhardt knows that he can get around there pretty quick. So he's got to put as many cars between he and the leader as he possibly can.
John Andretti losing positions as he gets up in the second groove and those to the inside pass by. Jerry has a report on what did Dale Earnhardt say on the radio during all this, Jerry?
Well, what he actually did, guys, he admitted it was his fault. He said, hey, I'm sorry. He said, but, you know, it looks like Rusty slowed down. Either he jumped out of the throttle or tapped the brake. He said, I hit him, but I certainly didn't mean to. It certainly was my fault, and I'm sorry. He apologized to his team and asked them to apologize to Rusty's team. That certainly it was totally unintentional.
In any case, he was forced to the rear of the field, now finds himself in 30th position as he continues to move upward. Earnhardt has won on this racetrack 8 times, 3 at night, 5 during the spring race. They're the first 2. Now here comes 3, 4, 5, 6, and on back. Waltrip is still at the front of this second group. And we have a crash up in turn number 4. It's Brett Bodine in the concrete.
Boy, Brett has had a tough year this year in the low sport. He just either has mechanical problems or getting caught up in a crash or something. He just had a tough year.
Had to take a provisional to get into this field, 33rd.
Now, Rusty Wallace has made up his lap because he was in front of Mark Martin. Let's watch the replay, and we'll see that some contact between
Bobby Hamilton.
Bobby Hamilton.
Yep.
Going in the corner, just a little bit of contact with the rear of the 11 car.
And we have pit stops now being made by a lot of those up front, including Martin, Labonte, Waltrip, Gordon, Rudd, Craven on back. We'll take a look at the front pit here and see the work being done by the Ted Musgrave Joe Roush crew and Mark Martin.
Joe Roush, Jack brother.
I'm sorry, yes. Joe Roush is a race driver in Indiana.
And the 87 car, Nemechek has already left pit road, so evidently just put gasoline in the car on right side. You see Martin can't get out. Martin, the leader, came in, cannot get out. He was blocked in by Earnhardt. And look, Earnhardt came in 30th place, and he'll go out probably about 10th or 12th.
Picking up several positions because of the pit stop. How about that?
Now Nemechek is back in.
John Kernan has more.
Joe Nemechek very carefully coming in for this 4-tire change. Last time in, he couldn't get slowed down quick enough to get into his pit stall. Still a lot of moisture here. While the pit stalls are fairly dry, it is still pretty wet down here on the outskirts of pit road. As Dale Earnhardt coming back down pit road. Left side work continuing on Nemechek. He's downwards, but they're on the 0 to 5. When Dale Earnhardt came in, he had trouble getting his car all the way in toward the wall and then get the left side lug nuts on, so he changed right side tires. Back on the line, now he comes back in and is able to get the left side tires changed. That's one of the reasons that Mark Martin had trouble getting out. Earnhardt couldn't get his car all the way turned to the right in his pit stall, and that, of course, blocked Martin's exit.
So it wasn't as good as it looked. Earnhardt with the second visit. And this is what happened to Mark Martin. You can see that he's boxed in there and had to back up before pulling out. So under caution for the second time tonight, Brett Bodine in the wall in turn number 4. Back with more of the Goodies 500 from Bristol in a moment.